Lexi, it's such a pleasure to meet you. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
Good. Congratulations on this project. How did you find the project? Were you invited to audition? Did your agent get it for you?
Yeah, yes. My agent gave me the audition notice. And Also, thanks so much. Yeah, it. I got the breakdown and the script, and I was invited to put myself on tape for the role. And it was one of those ones where you hear back, like they're like, "Hey, we
Usually
want
a good thing, isn't it? I mean, when you hear back.
to." Yeah, yeah.
As an actress, do you enjoy comedy more than drama, or do you lean toward more of the dramatic roles?
I say I enjoy both. I tend to book the more dramatic.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I think both are just so much fun. But yeah, so right now I seem to have the batting average is the stuff where I'm screaming and crying and
Do you follow a particular method in getting into your character, or are you just a natural actress?
I would say that I rely heavily on the imagination. Yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of different methods, but the one that seems to um, work for me the most is working in the imagination.
Hmm. And your character in The Girl Who Got Away, tell me a little bit about her and how you approach this role.
Yeah, I loved her. I feel like I really understood what she was trying to do. I saw her heart. I saw how she was trying to break this horrible cycle of abuse, and all she wanted to do was make her town better and live a quiet life. And I I loved how intentional the writing was, and smart and just thoughtful and introspective, which you don't get a lot. Like there was just some really powerful dialogue between characters and a real desire to heal, which I just latched right onto, and then mixed in with the gore and the violence, and I was just it was such a unique script and story, and yeah, I did a lot of research on PTSD and trauma and victims of abusive mothers. And I also did some running I knew that my body was going to have to hold a lot. And so I to build up my endurance for that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like an athlete preparing for the Olympics, what you had to go through for this emotionally, because I know a lot of actresses that carry with them every character that they've ever played, and they leave a mark. And she certainly probably has left an indelible spot on you.
Yeah. And I think I'm better for it. I think like living in her life, it's only ever an expansive experience, a more like a deeper levels of empathy. It definitely that kind of grief, that she had, that she was carrying with her always. It took a while. It took several weeks to kind of let it fall off. And I was gentle with myself. I wasn't trying to be like, give myself whiplash and be like, okay, like that's done. It's just kind of like letting letting that grief like move through my body after we were finished.
I think the audience carries some of that with them too, because you cannot watch this movie without being touched, because everybody in their lives knows somebody that is carrying these scars. And to witness what you did, I mean, there's a transformation here, that a metamorphosis that you do in this character that is just absolutely amazing. But it's also the truth. It's also a really true kind of journey that your character goes on.
Thank you so much. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I wanted I that was what my intention and goal was. I wanted it to be so true so that it brought it to an even more terrifying place.
Mm.
You know, with because like I think that's what's special about this story, it being like a horror psychological thriller. I wanted the emotional gravity of it to be
Yeah.
so honest, so that that's almost scarier than the blood splattering,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
The, um, the real feelings that were happening.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's where the horror lays is in the truth. Yeah, we can do jump scares and, show all kinds of things, but it is also in that core truth. There is that essence of there for the grace of God, because, things are a little bit, let's say, elevated and, but I'll tell you, this really is a great role. You've done a great job here.
Thanks. Thanks so much. I
Do you want to
really
hop, do you want to hop behind the camera and direct and do other things?
do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I that's definitely on my radar. Yeah, some writing and some directing, and it was awesome to witness Michael Morrissey do his thing. Like he's awesome. Um,
I would imagine every set you're on is an education of some kind.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's nothing more powerful than being in a group of people like all working for the same thing. And this crew was the hardest working crew. Um, like I felt like they were with me for like every breath,
Right.
that kind of support. There's a scene I'm not gonna give away any spoilers, but we were filming it and I look up and the AC standing next to the camera is crying, watching the take. And I went over and we hugged each other and we're both crying. And so I just felt so supported by this amazing crew. And everyone, like, it was freezing and it was tough and we were all exhausted and they were just right there with me. And I think that really made a world of a difference for me.
Yeah, I think there's an intimacy that happens on the third or fourth day on a set where the walls start coming down and you're actually in kind of a bubble of trust with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you get intimate quick, like, and they get used to me like snotting and crying and like like it's like in between takes like okay like they stopped asking me like hey are you okay because they're just like she's just doing her thing.
That's acting. That's when people come up to you and go, "Are you okay?" What are you working on next? What's your next project?
I'm not sure. I'm just here celebrating this film. I'm living here in the now, enjoying every second of it. And when I have something exciting to share, I'll share. Yeah.
I would love that. That's, again, you're at the very beginning of a career that I think is going to go forever. You remind me so much of other actresses. Not saying that you're exact, but you remind me of Sandy Dennis in the way that you approach a role where there's a twinkle in your eye, and yet you are so how can I put this? People want to get involved with you emotionally on screen.
Well, thanks so
I
much.
hope I said that right.
I feel so affirmed. I feel so validated and affirmed. Thank you.
You're in the right business, and I just think you've got such a career ahead of you, and take chances, do some interesting things.
Thank you, Tony.
You have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful day, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you.